Hi, and how are you? Well, I don't think I need to introduce myself as, a lot of you know me, but those who are watching or seeing me for the first time, this is Evangelist Mangwende of Apostolic Faith Church in the United Kingdom. And today I am going to talk about how to resist the temptations of the evil and stay safe from the devil. Now, the devil is so cunning and the devil is so patient. If we do not exercise patience, if we do not exercise wisdom, and if we do not have enlightenment, we will fall into the temptations of the devil. Remember, the devil tests or tempts everyone. For we know in the Bible, the book that we always quote. I'm not going to give you verses and things like that. These are things that you can search up or even Google up. When Jesus was baptized, he went into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, fasting. And on the last day, we hear the devil, because he knew his body was suffering from a lot of things: dehydration because he had not been drinking, hunger because he had not been eating, and a lot of other desires and urges. Remember, the five senses are the ones that usually drive us. And if we are not careful, they are the ones that leads us into sin. So the devil knew Jesus was vulnerable, but he overlooked the fact that Jesus was the Son of God and he was God himself. So he was not thirsty, he was not hungry, and he was not power hungry. He was not physically hungry for the tummy or hungry for power and wealth. So the devil came to test Jesus. And you know what happened? He couldn't. What Jesus did was to stick to what he knew best, God, and relying on God and being patient in God. And the devil got fed up and left him. A lot of us were not able to resist the devil because we are not patient enough. I know people who are addicted or who have been addicts to drugs, to food, to gambling, to sex, to gossip, to travel, to lots of things. You can be addicted to. Addictions are on a lot of things. People are addicted to their phones. People are addicted to watching TVs. People are addicted to sleeping. People are addicted to even drinking water. Addictions. When you stop, you have got to exercise a lot of patience and a lot of restraint, because temptation is constantly knocking at your door. And you just need to be able to stand up and not give in. How can we do it? I said it just requires you to be strong in your heart and strong mentally. You must be standing on good virtues. You must be standing on good moral grounds. You must be standing on good precepts. You must be standing on something that is unbreakable. Blessed are those who wait upon the Lord, for they shall be given wings and they shall soar. I'll tell you a story of a tortoise and a jackal, and how the tortoise survived. Jackals really love eating tortoise. They say tortoise meat, it's wonderful. And the tortoise knows it. They know it. So they are constantly on the lookout. So this tortoise saw the jackal coming, and it stopped on its tracks and withdrew into its shell. Both forelegs, the tail, and also the head. And the jackal, when it arrived, it said, I know you are there. This is a tortoise. It sniffed on it. I know you are there. And it waited. And the jackal, the tortoise, knew the jackal was still there. It's waiting. It's waiting for me to put out even my tail or a foot. And if I do that, it will grab me and pull me out of my shell and eat me. And that's exactly what the tortoise was waiting, what the jackal was waiting for. But the tortoise had made a resolution. I'm not going to venture out even a single foot or a single or my tail. Well, tortoise, you've got one tail. The jackal waited for hours, and the heat was pounding, but the tortoise was unmoved. It remained steadfast in its shell. The jackal was finally frustrated, waiting, and it went. The tortoise waited a little bit until all the scent of the jackal had vanished, and then tail first, then one foot, and both feet, and the head out. Then it continued with its journey. Now, if you are someone who is fighting addictions and wants to stop, or someone who is addicted to whatever, so you have got a behavior that you just want to let go, you need to make up your mind and say, I'm sick and tired of this, and I'm going to stop. I know a lot of people have got New Year's resolutions, which sometimes are broken mid-year because you lost patience and you let a foot out, thinking the jackal had gone, but the jackal was there, and foot out, clap, done. So you need to withdraw into that shell. Fight any temptation to satisfy those desires. Some people say the tortoise represents the person, and each and every part represents our senses. But those are 5 parts, isn't it? The tail in the story, sometimes it's overlooked, but if you want to use it, it's up to you. The tail can be something to just stabilize. And what is there in ourselves to stabilize us? Usually it's the mind. Because there are some people who say, we have got 6 senses, not 5. So stick to your guns. If you have stopped something, if you have stopped whatever addiction, stick to that shell. Read the word. Jesus quoted the Bible. Men shall not live. The Bible says, thou shalt not have any other God. The book of God says, know the chapters, know the verses. If you don't know them, Google them. Word search. Use keywords to search. Fighting addictions in the Bible. What verses can I use to help me? Don't let even a single foot out. Otherwise, the jackal will grab you. And before you know it, you're back into addiction again. I think this story relates to you. You let out a foot. The other time you thought, well, I've stopped drinking, and wow, well, yeah, I can still hang around with people who drink, and I won't drink. I can still go to the pub and I won't drink. Well, I can still, watch porn magazines and I won't, have urges to have sex or something like that. Or you know what your addiction is. Don't let that foot out. Another example is of, if you are standing in front of your house and you see an elephant, a bull elephant charging towards you, running, and you run into the house and you slam the door shut, put on the locker, shut all the windows and the curtains, and you stay behind there. You can hear the elephant is out there and it knows you are in there. But elephants, being elephants, they are very intelligent. They can be cunning. It can stand very, very still and quiet. If you're clever, you just peer through the curtain or through the blinds to check. And you'll see the elephant is still there. Because if you open the door, the elephant will come in, put its trunk, yanks the door out, and pulls you out, and you're gone. You're back into addiction again. It's very important to fight the temptations. Have patience on yourself. Exercise resilience. Don't give in, even to the smallest temptation to say, oh, it's only a tiny one. Food. I know people want to get slim, they want to everything, and they fail at the last minute because they could not just resist KFC, they could not resist McDonald's, they could not resist Nando's, they could not resist whatever that wonderful cuisine that you want, that wonderful food that you really, really like, that paella that you want, that salsa nemazondo you want, whatever. Stick to your guns. Don't let even a pour out, and you will be able to stand against temptation and slip back into addiction. I'm telling you, this is the truth, and this is the word of the Lord. Amen.